Howdy folks, and welcome to another tune workshop. This one, if you can't guess it by the hat and buckle, it's Country Roads. Yes, John Denver's Country Roads. I've written some sheet music for you. There's a tune workshop on it as well. 8 lessons, it's all in the link below. The sheet music, I go through the chorus in the key of A, and then I go through the first verse in the key of D, and then the chorus in the key of D, and it all sits together really nicely. So in this first lesson, we'll get about halfway through the chorus in A, and the rest again will be covered in the link below. So let me just play for you that full A chorus, and then we'll break down the first half note by note. So we're going to be tackling the first half of that in this video, and we'll just take it through note by note. And it's pretty simple with embellishments here. I'll give you the non-embellished version and the embellished version. We'll see. We might do one then the next, or we might put it all together because I don't have too many embellishments in this tune. And again, the sheet music's in the link below. So I got first note starting on an E. A lot of bagpipe notes will start on that introductory E note, so I've put it right in the sheet music here. We start on that E, so bottom hand, pinky is up, all the other fingers are down. The top hand, ring finger is up, make sure that thumb's on the back. So there's our E, we're going to drop down to low A. You can simply just drop that ring finger of the top hand. If you want to do the grace note, you can do a G grace note. The top finger is going to lift. Then we drop down the ring finger, and then that top finger comes down. And from that low A, we're going to go up to the B, just by lifting up the ring finger of the bottom hand. And if you're throwing that grace note into the low A, this is what it'll look like. After that B, we're going to go one note up the scale to the C. Drop down the ring, drop down the pinky finger, and lift up that middle finger to get to the C. Here's the non-grace note version. And that C is a nice long note. Here it is one more time. Remember that C, that pinky finger has to come down. Now for the grace note version. So as you hear, we have a second grace note going from B up to C. So just another G grace note here. So that top finger is going to lift first, then we do our note transition, and then that top finger comes back down again. So here's the grace note version. So let's break down that next bit. So the first grace note in this little section here, everybody's got to do, because we have 2 C's in a row and we have to separate them with something. But even if you don't do embellishments, this is a simple one, because we're not going from one note to another, we're not transitioning anywhere, we're just lifting that top finger up and down. So you can do it, I know you can. That's all it is, we're on the C already. And then we just do that grace note. After that grace note, we're going to drop down to the C and then the low A quite quickly. So what's happening there? We do our grace note, we drop down to the B, remember to lift up that pinky finger, and then we drop down to the low A, dropping that ring finger. So from there, we're going to go back up to the B. just by lifting up that ring finger. I'll play that once more, then I'll show you the grace note going up to the B, which you have the option of adding in or leaving out. If you want that grace note onto the B, so that grace note is from low A to B, still a G grace note, top finger. Just make sure that top finger lifts before you lift the bottom hand ring finger, and then the top finger comes back down. Good. So let's play what we have so far, first without grace notes and then with the grace notes. And here's with all those grace notes. So that's the next little section we'll tackle. And if we look at it without embellishments, this is how it will sound. So let's do that, just the notes, and then we'll talk about embellishments for this little section. And we're at the end of line 1 in the sheet music. Again, that sheet music you can get in the link below. So we're on a long B. We're going to go up 1 note to the C. Remember to lift up the middle finger of the bottom hand and drop that pinky finger. And then we go right back to B, right back where we came from. From there, we're going to drop down to the low A, drop down that ring finger. One more time, then we'll talk about embellishments for that section. Oh, pardon me, we need to start on that long B. One more time, then we'll do embellishments. Alright, so embellishments here. We have a grace note up to that C. So from B up to C, top finger will lift, then we do our transition, then the top finger comes down. And we've done that before, so you should be getting the hang of it. If not, pause the video, jump back to where we first worked on that movement, or you could always decide to skip it. As another option. And then that's kind of a cool embellishment. So what's happening there is from the B, drop down to low G, make sure both bottom fingers cover their holes, and then lift up the pinky finger. Now we want to hear that low G sound, but we don't want to hang out there very long. It's very brief. And let me just play for you in the context of the tune. We're at the end of line 1 again. So let me play through all of line 1. We're not quite done the lesson yet. We got a little bit more of line 2 to do, but just so you can put it all together, these different sections, I'll play through all of line 1 without embellishments and then with embellishments. And here's with embellishments. So that's the next little section we're going to do. So let's do non-embellishments first. This is how it'll sound. So non-embellished version, we're on a long low A, And then we have this little pinky tap instead of a burl. I'll talk about a burl in a moment, but we can just do a single pinky tap. If you want to do a double one, you can, but even just a single one will do. That's all it is, just a tap, cover that hole and come right back up again. So after that tap, we hear a little bit of that low A, but then we're going up to a C. The C is quite a short note. From low A up to C, remember middle two fingers lift and that pinky finger has to come down to cover its hole. Don't forget that. From that C we go up to the E. Again, that C is quite a short note, so we're going C up to E quite quickly. So C to E, remember to lift up that pinky finger as the other fingers of the hand come down on the bottom hand, and that ring finger lifts up as well. If that feels comfortable, let's put it all together here. From that E, easy transition this time, we're going up to the F. Just lift up that middle finger of the top hand. Easy peasy on that one. Let's put it all together here. One more time, then we'll do embellishments. And with embellishments, this is how it will sound. So you have the option of a burl here. It is a little quick to get that burl snuck in there. If it's too tough, just a finger tap or even a double finger tap will do fine. If you want to do the burl, that pinky finger is going to slide across the hole and back up again. There's the slow motion version for you. Now that pinky finger, some people think of it traveling in an upside down 7. I don't think of that myself. It's just I want to get it across that hole and back again as quick as I can. And I don't need to overshoot that hole. If that hole is here, I don't need to overshoot it and come back. I just need to get far enough that we hear that low A sound and then I'm coming back again. So we get that nice burl. Da-dum. It can be a trick to not let this ring finger also follow the pinky finger. So be patient with yourself. Keep that hand relaxed while you work on your burls. We don't need a lot of extra tension in that hand. Sometimes some forehead wax or behind the ear wax and oils from your skin can help that finger slide, so you can give that a try. If you do that in public, just pretend you're brushing something away. You don't need to tell people you're getting oily skin from your forehead to help your burls. So let's give that burl a try in context now, starting from that low A at the end of line 1. That's how it'll be. So after that burl, we have a G grace note up to the C. And then an F doubling. But first that grace note. Low A up to C. Bottom hand, pinky fingers coming down. Middle two fingers are coming up. But make sure that top finger lifts before you do that bottom hand movement. And then that bottom hand better be in position before that top finger comes down. And from that C we go up to the E, and then we have this F doubling. So E to F with the doubling. So we're going to lift the top finger, and then the second finger follows. Top finger comes down, and then the top finger does its own up and down. So there's our doubling to the F. So let me play this little section for you. once more. Good. So that's the end of this lesson 1 chunk. Again, lesson 2 and all 8 lessons are in the link below, as well as the sheet music. So let me just play for you again this this first section of the tune. Again, we have the chorus in the key of A, which is what we're working on now. It goes into a verse in the key of D, and then then the chorus again in the key of D. So let me play for you. I'll do without embellishments this first section, and then I'll do with embellishments, and I'll probably just carry on and do the whole first chorus section, and maybe I'll go further. We'll see if my phone has batteries left to keep recording. And here's with embellishments.